Hey gang, today we're going to do what I'm calling Jimmy's string grab lick. It's a pretty simple but a little bit tricky lick, and hey, it's Jimmy, so what could be bad about it? All right. Hey, if you like this one, be sure to give it the thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, subscribe for one of these every week. We'll see you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this note for note. First things first, you can download the tab from the link in the description. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. This time I've also got the backing track, so you can practice along with it. Should help you out a little bit. Okay, second thing, the sound. So obviously I'm using an S-style guitar, and I played the demo out of the neck pickup right here, okay? Now, for the lesson, I'm going to put it in a combination of neck and middle because it cancels out some of the noise, and that makes it a little bit easier to hear. Avoids some of the noise. Okay, the rest of it, I've got a decent amount of gain on my amp, and then I've got the EQ set pretty dark, so a little more bass and a little more mids than treble. Finally, I'm using a wah pedal. So I'm using a wah pedal on this. If you don't have a wah pedal, don't worry about it. It's going to sound great without it, okay? All right, so let's go through the lick itself. Let me see if I can demo this. I'll play the whole thing slowly, and then we'll go through it each line. Okay, there's only 2 lines, so it shouldn't take long. Here we go. All right, that's pretty much it. It's the second line that has the string grab. It's this. Okay, so that's that one right there. Okay, let's go over the first line. Now you can channel Chuck Berry on acid for this one, okay? So that's kind of what it is. So if we take the, we're going to start out here on the 19th. Let's do the first line here. I'll play the whole thing. Okay, very Jimi Hendrix, that one. So we're going to whole step bend on the 19th. And then on the 17th, on the first and second strings, that was on the third string. On the first and second strings, we're going to bar across the 17th and play. So that's 2, 1, and then back to 2. And now here's the key thing to it. On the 17, 18, 19, 20, 20th fret, you're going to bend that up a whole step. And give that some nice vibrato. Okay, and then we're going to play back on the 20th with no bend. Back to the 17th. And then bend up again on the 20th, whole step. Okay, and we'll bend that up a whole step and kind of choke off. And then we'll come down to the third string and bend the 19th a whole step. And then play the 17th and give it lots of vibrato. That right there is just Jimi Hendrix sound. Sounds great. All right, so here's the whole thing again slowly. Okay. Now, here's the string grab, okay? The first part starts out exactly the same. That's all the same. But this time you don't choke out that bend on the 21st, or on the 20th. You just kind of hold it. All right, and let me play the whole thing. Didn't play that very well. That was a little better. Okay, so the key to that one is as you're bending up the 20th, okay, you bend that up the whole thing, and you're going to hold that, but then you're going to slide on your third finger. Now, I use the third finger to bend that. Whatever finger you use to bend, you're going to slide down a fret and hold that bend up, and now play the 19th and bring it back down. It is tricky. All right, let's hear the whole second part again. It's kind of easier to play it faster than slower. So that's the trick, I think, is to practice it slower, and when you're sort of getting it, put it up to a little bit up to speed, and then it'll start to sound better. All right? All right, gang, there you go. Short and sweet, Jimmy's string grab lick. Hope you can use this one in your play. It's a cool trick to have in your arsenal. All right, see you on down the road.